What is up? Oh my God. Gorgeous Porsche just pulled up. 9:30. Oh, wish I had a better camera I could show you. All right, let's get this ball rolling. I asked this, did this Ask Me Anything post fucking 2 days ago and haven't recorded it yet. Well, I recorded one, but then I got a couple more questions and I felt bad leaving people out. So I'm doing it again. So let's go. And I am actually running a little bit late, but I can't fucking speed because I have a fucking speeding ticket that I still have to pay off. And I really don't want to get pulled over, so I might be late to work. Who fucking cares? I don't even care. It's Friday, get paid, whatever. I need a fucking haircut, man. I need a haircut. I need to go out and do shit instead of sitting there and fucking watching Netflix and everything. So anyway, that brings us to our first question. This is from Mr. Purple V12, aka a man whose name's I don't know if he's actually divulged his name yet, but I know his name. It's a pretty nice name. It's a nice name. It's a solid name. It's a very, very masculine name. Starts with not a L, but something before that. Anyway, you asked the question, how am I doing? Well, it's Friday, I'm getting paid, so that's cool. Running late to work, that sucks. But, you know, I was chilling today. I made a couple of smoothies. Got another one right here. It's been an okay day today so far. Today, though, I have to go and help re-brick a furnace. And if you guys don't know what a furnace is, I mean, fuck. Learn some shit. We, at Columbia Steel, is where I work, we melt steel down and make dredging material or chains and rock crushing stuff. What we do though is my department melts the steel down in the furnace, then pours it into ladles, which are the things that I make. They transfer it to molds that other departments make, and they pour the steel into molds. If you don't know how to create steel, just look up how it's made, chains or whatever. I'll have links for stuff. Might even have a Columbia Steel video that I can show you where I work. So basically today we're going to be relining a furnace, which is considering if graveyard shift actually tore the whole thing out last night, and if they didn't, I have to get in there and help fucking tear it out, which sucks because it's just a bunch of manganese dust and sand and lime and carcinogenic shit that just kills you, gets all over your skin. And anyway, hopefully they actually tore it down though, because I really wouldn't want to have to do that. If that's the case, I am going to be handing in bricks that are about 15 pounds each. Gotta hand them in through the door of the furnace and stack them up nicely and stuff, making sure you can reach and get them and all that. It's a pretty tedious job, and it's time consuming, and it'll take probably all day or most of the day at least. It beats turning down ladles and building up ladles, so it's all good. And again, I get fucking paid, so that's cool. And then I'm gonna go home and just veg out. Little wink wink there. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice weekend. I would like to go to Cars and Coffee tomorrow morning, but I got a lot of shit that I gotta do. I got rent, and I got oil change I need to do, and I gotta get brakes for my lady's car, and a lot of other shit that I gotta fucking do. So it's probably gonna be next week that I'm gonna go to Cars and Coffee, because apparently they do it all year round. I didn't know they did it all year round. I thought it was only in the springtime, but apparently it's rain or shine, 8 a.m. every Saturday. So that's cool. Cars and Coffee in Wilsonville. It's going to be either this next week or the next week after that. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm going to need to go over there because it's a huge community of awesome cars. And I've seen their website, and they've got guys with Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches, awesome built up Volkswagens, and everything is there, man. It's awesome. So that's something I'm planning to do. The other thing that I'm planning to do is one of the guys from Columbia County Euros, the group I'm part of, because I have a European car and they're all Volkswagen-aholics. So anyway, I am going to be getting together with that guy. He's got a 1981 Volkswagen Caddy. He's going to help me perfect the manual transmission on that. So that's pretty cool. He's going to take me on like the highway and the back roads first, of course, but it's going to be nice. I'm excited, man. I'm going to finally get that under my belt to where I actually perfect the fucking thing. I mean, I know how to drive a manual transmission, but it's so difficult to do it because I don't know anyone other than that guy. I mean, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who has a fucking stick shift that would let me drive their stick shift because I'm learning. So people don't really like to help people learn. If you know, I don't have any friends. I don't really have any friends at all up here. I've got friends down in California, and I mean, we've been friends for fucking 12 years now, 15 years for one of them, and yeah, it's an interesting thing. Trying to learn stick shift without knowing anybody. Should have just got one. Like my friend, one of my friends down there, he had a really nice 350Z, and he totaled it recently. Someone came and backed into him or sideswiped him, and his fucking rear end just tore to shit. But before that, when he bought it in LA, and he lives in Bakersfield. Never driven stick before, and he drove stick all the way back to Bakersfield to his house. And of course, within like a week, he had to replace that clutch. It was done. It was totally toast. But that's how he learned. He just bought one and drove it. That's cool, man. Of course, the guy's making like $4,500 a month. I'm not making that kind of money. I can't just blow money on fucking cars left and right. He could totally go and buy whatever the fuck he wants. He's fucking very, very well off, man. It's really great, because I was worried about him, because he was kind of getting like into just the wanting to find out what major he wanted to do in college and stuff, and then he finally figured out he was just going to do this, he's a cable installer, you know, and those guys get bank, dude. They get money, like crazy money, and yeah, he's chilling. He's got tons of stuff. He's got all of the game consoles and tons of different electronics, a fucking giant 80-inch TV. Lucky dude, man. Well, not lucky, he's smart and he's good with money. I am not. So anyway, yeah, I guess we'll get back on track here. Thanks for the question. Mr. Purple V12. And next to the Castrate Calaba. Castrate, right? Castrate? Sorry, man. I know you've told me how to pronounce it like once or twice, and I cannot remember it. I'm sucky with names. Really, really bad with names. So, you asked the question, what do I think of the FG Falcon? I believe that is, well, you had a picture of it. I'm pretty sure that's the last generation of the Falcons. It is one of the best looking Fords ever built. Ever before, since, really. Like, it is one of the better looking ones, and it is fucking awesome. It is awesome. I don't know what engine it has in it. I don't really know much about it, because when it comes to Australian cars, I'm more towards Holdens, and it's just, they're all LS V8s, you know? I don't know if it has a 5.0 or if it has something else, or I am not entirely sure. I know that there are twin turbo V6 ones, and that would be badass. That'd be fucking cool. But yeah, man, Falcon, I really wish they never killed it off. I really, really do. I wish they just gave it to us. And that'll bring me to another question in a little bit, but I love it. I love the Falcon, man. I love pretty much all of the Australian Falcons. Seriously. They're fucking awesome. And the American ones, too. The 1963, it was the predecessor to the Mustang, like, body style. It wasn't like the predecessor to the Mustang, but it was like that body style. It was that, like, you know, small... kind of like a compact family sedan 2-door thing, and it was a really great car. There's a guy at work that's got one. It's all rat rotted out. It's pretty freaking sweet. He's gonna be bringing it out pretty soon. Whenever the sun comes out, he starts driving it, and it is matte black. I think it has a white hood. I mean, a white roof, and I'm pretty sure it has a white roof. Might not. God, I can't remember. Haven't seen it in like almost a year, so fuck, I can't remember. But it's awesome. It's awesome. Falcons are great, man. Thank you for the question, Cast Kalaba. I'm going to call you Kalaba. I think that's your last name, so there we go. Next we have from Vroom Vroom. I'm going to call you Vroom Squared whenever you put any, ask me anything on my post. Whoa, driving on Braille for a second. So, favorite Volkswagen Auto Group brand? Volkswagen. Like, for real. Like, that's the best one from all of them. You can talk about how great Audis are and how awesome Porsches are. And I love Porsches, I love Audis, and I love all the other stuff that Volkswagen Auto Group has their little grubby fingers on. But Volkswagen's where it's at, man. It's the people's car. They are people's cars. They have really, really hot versions of their little people's cars, like the GTI or the Rs, and the R36 Passat would be amazing. But they are cheap as fuck. Like, compared to an Audi with the same amount of horsepower, same layout kind of thing, like a sedan or an estate or whatever, and you're gonna spend like $20,000 more for the Audi. You get the Volkswagen. Like, why would you even question? I mean, there's also, there's the A3s and the A4s and stuff, and you got the Volkswagen Golf R. Dude, the new one is insane. 297 horsepower, 297 horsepower, and it's tiny. Well, it's not tiny, but it's small. It's not big. So, yeah, that's the shit, dude. And, of course, classic Volkswagens, they are probably, the Beetle is probably the most iconic car in existence. I can't think of anyone, if you walked up to anybody with a picture of a Volkswagen Beetle, they'd be able to tell you that that's a Volkswagen Beetle. Do you say Volkswagen or do you say Volkswagen? I find myself saying Volkswagen a lot, like I'm trying to be a Nazi or something, or German, same thing. Yeah. So when it comes to the VAG, I gotta say it's Volkswagen, and then definitely close second, maybe even tied for second, would be Porsche. Porsche is the shit. Without Ferdinand Porsche, we have no Volkswagen. So that's important to me, man. I mean, I love Porsche designed things, and I love Porsche cars in general. Like, they're fantastic. They're different from everybody else now. I mean, they have, of course, they have the Panamera wagon and the Macan and all those ones that help them make money. They sell things like that to people who want a nice SUV, they want a nice compact utility vehicle, and a wagon or a sedan or whatever. They sell those cars. People don't like those cars too much, People don't like the Cayenne, they don't like the Macan, they don't like the Panamera and all that. But the reason that they're awesome, I love them, by the way. The reason they're awesome, though, is because it gives Porsche money. So they can still, they can still make badass 911 GT3s and badass fucking Caymans and 918s and other super hot, super exclusive sports cars that no one will ever buy, like, that I know, at least. I mean, shit, I can't think of anyone that I know that would be able to afford a 911 GT3, even a 911. Like, nope. Someday, though, I will have a 911. I'll have a 930 or a 964 or a 996. 996s have really been on my mind a lot lately, and I mean, they are attainable, dude. They really are. I mean, you find one, they're like 10 grand, and it's a Porsche. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it does have that weird fucking front end, but that can be easily rectified by yellow headlights. So, put yellow headlights on something, it's just better. So, there you go. If you're not a fan of the 996 body style and the front end, you can either change the front end to a 997. I'm pretty sure there's a conversion kit for that. Or you can just put yellow headlights on it. That's a lot cheaper. Come on, man. Fucking go. So, thank you again for that question, Vroom Squared. And let's go ahead and go to Jacob G. I'm going to go back to that one. That was kind of a loaded question. Well, not really loaded. It's just really time-consuming. Let's go to Mark II Golfer. Again, I've recorded this before, so I'm going to tell you, man, I have not a clue. You asked the question, is it a good idea if I want to, if you, of course, want to trade in your Mark II Golf for a Mark I and try to get money off of that? I couldn't tell you a damn thing about it, man. I have no idea the market for those things. I'm assuming if you are mechanically inclined, you own a Volkswagen, you probably are, like a little bit. You own an older Volkswagen, I mean to say. And, you know, if you wanted to get a Mark I, it's going to have a lot less electronic stuff than the Mark II does, even though the Mark II is a little more mechanic than most cars. But yeah, man, if you are willing to find a kind of good one and turn it into something really nice, yeah, man, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool. I mean, I do prefer the looks of the Mark II over the Mark I. But that's just me. I mean, if you're more of a fan of the Mark I, dude, go for it. But I can't tell you if you're gonna make money off of it. I doubt that you'll be able to get money out of it because it's a newer model versus an older model, and the older ones are, in this area, they're harder to find and they're more expensive because it's just the way it is. I don't know. I have not a clue, man. Let's go ahead and go back to Jacob G. So you asked the question, one question that I'll get over real quick. The Range Rover Velar. What do you think of the Range Rover Velar? It's way too much tech. I'll tell you that much. It's got two gigantic touchscreen TVs in a car that's, well, it's really a soccer mom car. Well, no, it's not a soccer mom's car. It's a footballer's wife's car, which really, if you think about it, Victoria Beckham has the Evoque, and the Velar is kind of like the Evoque, but I think it's the same size. I don't even know. I don't really know too much about Range Rovers or Land Rovers or whatever. I don't follow them too much. I love them. I like them. I mean, I could sit there and say, yeah, that's a really cool thing. I don't get what the hell they're doing with this fucking Velar, man. I mean, Range Rovers, to me, they've always just been like a lot of luxury in here, you know, a luxury, like leather wood, and then, you know, a couple of decent, you know, driving assisted things here and there. But when you're talking about putting this gigantic touchscreen in there, and it's just, I don't even know. I can't even comment on it. I don't know why anyone would want to do that to a SUV. Or a CUV, whatever the hell they constitute as. I don't even know. So anyway, let's go to your other question, man. I don't like it. Let's just put it that way. I don't like the new Range Rover Velar. It's a good looking car, SUV, CUV thing, whatever, but it does not make any sense to me. So you could get, there's a Ford Escape right there. Ford Escape, new one, brand new. You can get the Platinum or the Titanium, and it has so much luxury, so much. Hello, Carmen Gia, very nice. It's got so much damn luxury, but it's like $30,000 less than the Range Rover. Why would you get a Range Rover? Because of the status symbol. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to your other question. If you could take 5 cars and replace them, okay, so 5 cars that are just USDM, and then replace them with ones that are not available in the US, what would you do? Which ones would you choose? 5, that's gonna take a little bit of time, and I'm about to be pulling into work. Let me get this out. Well, let's see. You know, I gotta say, the RS 500 from the front-wheel drive days. I don't know if it's called the RS 500. I think it's just the Focus RS now. The RS 500. I wish we had a Focus RS 500 over here. It was front-wheel drive, had a crazy amount of horsepower, and was built by Cosworth. Anything Cosworth, bring it over here. I wish that they did not stop making HSVs and the Ford Utes. Holden and Ford Utes in Australia are no longer going to be made, and that kind of upsets me because they could just make them over here and give us the Ranchero and the El Camino. That would be awesome. So that's 3 cars. That didn't take too much time. I thought it was going to be a lot longer. Oh, man, what else is there? God, I can't think of anything. I'm totally drawing a blank on all the cars that I want from other... Oh, R36 Passat. R36 Passat, definitely. Like, why don't they have that over here? They have a 4Motion VR6 of this, and I've seen one for sale, and it's gone now. It's totally gone. I've seen it driving around with the fucking trip permit in there. And I'm like, well, you son of a bitch. I could have traded in my car for that. But it's not an R36. An R36 has different suspension, it has different body kit, and it has more power and more torque and all that stuff. But if they just gave that to us. Or the Scirocco. There we go. That's the 5th one right there, the Scirocco. Trade that out for the fucking Jetta. No. You guys can have the Tiguan R, okay? Y'all can have the Tiguan R over there in fucking Europe. Give us the Scirocco R, the Scirocco, whatever you want to call it. I think it's Scirocco. Yeah, give us that. Take away the, or if there's a Rabbit still over here. I don't know if there's a Rabbit. Give us the fucking Scirocco, definitely. That would be the shit. So that gives us that. Thought that was going to take a lot more time. So the next question is Adam Kareem. Do you think there's something missing from modern cars? Yes and no. Yes and no. Now, see, you have the hot versions of stuff that have manual transmissions. So there you go. That's your purists. You know, you could still have a really awesome, very reliable and very new car that has a manual transmission, so yay. But then again, going the other side of it, you don't even need that because you've got crazy CVTs that are actually really, really fast for transmissions. I mean, they shift very quickly and you get up and go very, very quickly. And there's paddle shifters and there's really cool little gadgets and stuff, and there's touch screens and all that stuff. So you're not really missing anything with modern cars, except for when you're talking about those regular modern cars, like a regular Passat or a regular Jetta or a regular Honda Accord or whatever. You don't have much soul, is the thing. There's not that much going on under there. It's just it's all about fuel efficiency. It's all about aerodynamics. So when you roll the window down in the back for the dog, the fucking whole entire inside shakes like crazy and has this crazy fucking humming sound that makes you want to kill yourself because it's all aerodynamic. So when you open one window, it just fucks it up. So you got to open up a different window too. And then it starts raining and it's shitty. So, but when you're talking about like modern cars lacking stuff, it's all about soul, man. There are, again, I'm going to say it, there are tons of really awesome new cars, great new cars, but even like a base model Honda Civic from 1988 is going to have more soul than a 2016 Honda Civic. It just does. Sorry. To me, I don't know. Maybe it has soul to somebody else, but my sister's got the 2016 Civic and it has a lot of amenities, but it's shit. It's just, there's nothing going on. And it's just it's not to be said that these cars are bad. Again, it's just they have no soul. They're just soulless. I don't know, let's see. Let's go to the next one. Jen's the GTI Freak Pizza, in parentheses, of course. Stanced SUVs. Stanced nothing, really. I did post a picture of a lowered Tiguan with a roof rack. And I'll take a lowered car, definitely. Only, though, if they are CUVs, compact utility vehicles. I wouldn't like to have a lowered SUV. That just doesn't make sense to me. They're made for going off-road, so why would you lower it? Stancing things, to me, is not just like a little bit of that. Stance is this. That's stance. So, I don't like stance shit. So, yeah, when it comes to the SUVs and stuff, they can be lowered if you want. Someone else can do it. I ain't gonna do it. That's dumb. Not even if I had the money. You also asked the question that I asked everybody, and this will kind of wrap it up. You asked the question, 1.8 turbo or VR6. I got to agree with everybody because they were all talking about how they would want the VR6 for the sound and then the tuning of the 1.8T. That'd be a better one to tune. I gotta say, I mean, it probably is a lot easier to work on. There's less cylinders, there's less stuff going on under the hood, and turboing just opens up a huge aftermarket. So I mean, if I was gonna have something as a daily driver that I want to have a little bit of fun in as well, VR6, absolutely. I have a VR6 right now. I'm leaning more towards keeping it. I don't know, I'm so fucking wishy-washy with this fucking car. But right now I am that guy in the parking lot talking to himself in his car. So I'm gonna go and go into work. So if you stayed this long, thank you very much. If you didn't stay this long, well, you didn't get to look at my chins. So that's your loss.